Hi, so this week's theme on the Collective channel is 7 Deadly Sins, and I chose gluttony. So a little bit of background on what I normally eat. I try to minimize as many animal products as possible, and it's hard to exactly say what I am, so I normally just say I have a plant-based diet, meaning I have a lot of fresh fruits and vegetable juices in my own juicer, a lot of raw vegan smoothies, anything raw vegan I try to maximize in my diet. I guess you could say that's my default diet, but I do allow treats and guilty pleasures, as I will show. So I normally try to aim for about 75 to 80% of my daily diet being raw vegan, meaning like I'll start out for breakfast having like a really big juice and then maybe take a smoothie to work for lunch, or just, plain fruit or anything like that. Often I will have a cooked vegan dinner or at least a vegetarian dinner. Some days are better than others. I mean, some days I've just completely gone junk food like all the time, all day long. And other days I've actually done juice fasts for about 3 or 4 days in a row. So I think it pretty much evens out, but I definitely notice how much better my body feels after having primarily juice for a few days versus like if I have a big junk food binge on the weekend. One thing I've noticed is as you're trying to change your diet, if you're trying to change your diet to a more plant-based one, is you do crave a lot of cooked food, and it's okay to have some. I mean, as long as you're getting in your nutrients, I don't see it's very much of a big deal to have some cooked vegan food. And there are a lot of options now that are substitutes for maybe some guilty pleasures of the past, like macaroni and cheese. This one is actually dairy-free. It's made with Dina, and it's organic rice pasta, so it's gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. And it's a pretty good substitute while still staying, vegan and stuff. I've noticed it helps keep me on track. If I do let myself have these things occasionally, I would go insane and totally fall off the wagon and just like eat tons of junk food, because who cares at that point? Like, if you actually a girl on YouTube, Freely, the banana girl, who actually is advocating a raw till 4 program, like 4 in the afternoon, saying like, oh, breakfast and lunch, go ahead and do like as much fruits and vegetables as you can, but cooked vegan food for dinner, I mean, that's much better than if you were just having junk food or vegan food the whole day. I mean, I don't understand why some people have to go super crazy with the whole raw vegan thing. It gets a little cultish at times. But yeah, I think it's a good base diet to start with. So typically for dinner or for snacks, if I'm feeling like, oh, I don't want another juice, or, just plain fruit isn't doing it, I often have these chicken nuggets. They're not really chicken, but they're really good, and probably the best brand that I've ever had so far, Morningstar. I've tried a whole bunch of different varieties, and these ones actually aren't vegan. They're vegetarian. They contain milk and egg products, but I think these are the best that I've tried so far, and I've tried a lot of different brands. They're not exactly good for you. They are kind of still junk food, but if I'm craving something that's kind of bad but instant, and they're pretty good. I also really like these crunch burgers. They're quinoa burgers. Again, not terribly healthy for you. They're like half the calories are from fat, but they're gluten-free, soy-free, wheat-free, nut-free, egg-free, dairy-free, corn-free, light sodium, ancient whole grains. Yeah, they're pretty good. So one of my other guilty pleasures would definitely be Indian snack food. I could eat pretty much any spicy little crunchy Indian snack food. It's really addictive and it's bad, and I can eat a whole bag in one sitting, and I always feel horrible afterwards, but I don't do it too often. And my number one guilty pleasure that I have always I can't control myself around, I will eat it all day until my mouth hurts, is sour candy. I don't know what it is, I don't know why I like it so much, but obviously I buy giant amounts at one time, and I try to limit it, but That's probably my worst habit, is sour candy. Molly's like, I don't get it. I eat everything.